Video games have undoubtedly revolutionized the entertainment industry, immersing us in incredible worlds of adventure and excitement. However, there exists a paradox within this medium that cannot be ignored: the peculiar stance on sex and sexuality. While video games often shy away from depicting explicit sexual content, they simultaneously revel in gratuitous violence. As a proponent of open exploration in video games, I argue that it's time we embrace a more balanced approach, allowing both sex and violence to be openly explored in this virtual realm. When it comes to sexual content, video games have often erred on the side of caution, embracing a puritanical mindset that hinders artistic expression. Many game developers are hesitant to depict realistic and meaningful sexual experiences, choosing instead to censor or avoid the topic altogether. This conservative approach implies that sex and sexuality are inherently taboo or inappropriate for the medium, perpetuating a culture of stigma and shame. Such puritanical attitudes result in missed opportunities for storytelling, character development, and emotional depth. Just as movies and literature explore complex themes surrounding sex and relationships, video games have the potential to delve into these aspects of human experience as well. By stifling these narratives, the industry limits its capacity for artistic growth and innovation. While video games may avoid explicit sexual content, they ironically embrace excessive violence with open arms. Blood-soaked battles, dismembered limbs, and vividly realistic combat have become a staple of many popular game franchises. We find ourselves in a peculiar situation where violence is readily accepted, often celebrated, while sexual content remains tightly controlled or altogether absent. One cannot deny the prevalence of violence in video games. From epic battles to intense shootouts, games like Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto revel in delivering action-packed experiences to players. Violence in games is commonly accepted, as it serves as a means of catharsis, allowing players to release pent-up aggression in a controlled virtual environment. This double standard raises questions about our society's priorities and values. Why is violence deemed acceptable, even entertaining, while the exploration of sex and sexuality is met with discomfort and restriction? The inherent contradiction between these two extremes is a testament to the paradoxical puritanism within video game culture. In stark contrast to the acceptance of violence, video games remain conservative and puritanical when it comes to depicting sexuality. Instances of explicit sexual content are heavily censored or outright banned, limiting the artistic expression and the opportunity for developers to delve into the depths of human relationships and desires. This inconsistency is perplexing and does a disservice to the medium's potential as a tool for storytelling and self-expression. Rather than perpetuating this paradoxical puritanism, it is crucial that video games embrace a more balanced approach to content exploration. Allowing for the open and honest portrayal of sex and sexuality in video games can lead to richer narratives, character development, and emotional engagement. One of the main reasons behind this disparity lies in society's discomfort with sexual content in the mainstream media. The fear of exposing vulnerable audiences, especially children, to explicit sexual material has led to stringent regulations and an emphasis on censorship. However, it is important to note that the responsibility falls on parents and guardians to monitor and control access to mature content, rather than imposing blanket restrictions on the entire gaming industry. By creating an environment where both violence and sex can be openly explored, game developers can encourage artistic freedom and promote responsible representation. This approach would empower players to experience a wider range of emotions, engage with thought-provoking narratives, and foster empathy through diverse perspectives. The argument against the inclusion of sexual content often revolves around concerns of age-appropriate exposure. However, just as movies and literature have age restrictions and content warnings, video games can adopt similar measures. Responsible age ratings and parental controls can ensure that appropriate content is accessed by the intended audience while providing the necessary information for players and guardians to make informed decisions. As proponents of artistic freedom and open exploration, we must advocate for a more balanced approach to content creation in video games. By breaking free from the shackles of puritanical norms, developers can create games that delve into the complexities of human experiences, including sex and relationships, while still maintaining responsible and age-appropriate depictions. Video games should be regarded as an art form that enables developers to explore diverse themes and emotions. Allowing explicit sexual content in games not only grants artists the freedom to express themselves authentically but also grants players the choice to engage with such content or not. The implementation of age ratings and content warnings would ensure that mature content is accessible only to those who actively seek it. It is essential to recognize that video games have the potential to be powerful vehicles for storytelling and emotional engagement. By allowing for the open exploration of both sex and violence, we can create games that are more reflective of the diverse and multifaceted nature of the human experience. In embracing a more balanced approach, we can unleash the full potential of video games as a medium of artistic expression. We can foster empathy, challenge societal norms, and promote meaningful discussions surrounding sex, violence, and their place within our virtual realms. Sexuality is an integral part of the human experience, and its inclusion in video games can contribute to more diverse narratives and character development. By embracing sexuality in games, developers have the opportunity to challenge societal norms, explore different perspectives, and foster empathy among players. Moreover, openly addressing sexual themes can promote healthy discussions and help combat stigmas surrounding sexuality in society. To help explain all of this, let me delve into a personal example of mine. For this, I will be using one of my favorite franchises, Fate, Stay Night, as a vehicle to explain where I am going with all of this. The Fate series has captured the hearts of millions worldwide, drawing them into its intricate world of fantasy and complex characters. However, for those who fell in love with the franchise through the original uncensored H-game visual novel such as myself, the recent lack of explicit sexual content and exploration of sexuality has been disheartening. I of course am here arguing that the Fate series should return to its roots as an adult fiction series, incorporating sex and sexuality back into its storytelling. By doing so, the franchise can reclaim its unique appeal and cater to its diverse audience more comprehensively. The original Fate, Stay Night, visual novel, with its adult content intact, established the foundation for the series. It explored the intimate relationships between characters and addressed sexuality as an integral part of their journeys. By moving away from these adult themes, the Fate series risks losing the authenticity and essence of the original work. Embracing the mature content of the source material would not only pay homage to its origins but also satisfy the expectations of longtime fans who fell in love with the franchise through its initial iteration. Sex and sexuality are natural aspects of the human experience, and incorporating them into storytelling can enhance character development. Exploring characters' sexual identities, desires, and relationships allows for a more nuanced understanding of their motivations, vulnerabilities, and growth. By delving into the intimate aspects of characters' lives, the Fate series can achieve greater depth and resonance, offering a richer narrative experience to its audience. The Fate series has always pushed boundaries, exploring themes of morality, sacrifice, and the complexities of the human condition. By addressing sex and sexuality head-on, the franchise can challenge societal taboos and contribute to a more open dialogue about these topics. This approach would demonstrate a commitment to artistic integrity, promoting thoughtful discussions and breaking away from the stigma often associated with explicit content. It allows the Fate series to mature alongside its audience and reflect the diverse realities of human experience. By reintroducing explicit sexual content and exploring various aspects of sexuality, the Fate series can offer a more realistic portrayal of relationships. Sexuality is an integral part of human connection and plays a significant role in shaping interpersonal dynamics. By delving into the complexities of intimacy, the series can depict relationships with greater depth and authenticity. This approach would resonate with viewers who seek narratives that reflect the multifaceted nature of human connections, allowing them to engage more deeply with the characters and their emotional journeys. Including explicit sexual content in the Fate series does not imply a mindless pursuit of gratuity but rather an opportunity to address adult themes responsibly. A mature narrative can explore complex issues such as consent, power dynamics, and the consequences of one's actions. By depicting these themes in a thoughtful manner, the series can provide a platform for discussions surrounding sensitive topics and contribute to the growth and understanding of its audience. The inclusion of explicit content should be accompanied by responsible storytelling that educates, challenges, and sparks meaningful conversations. The Fate series has expanded into various mediums, including anime, manga, and video games, gaining a massive following worldwide. However, as the franchise has grown, it has also faced criticism for becoming formulaic and repetitive. By returning to its adult fiction roots, the Fate series can revitalize itself and recapture the attention of fans who may have felt disillusioned by recent iterations. Embracing explicit content can inject a renewed sense of excitement and curiosity, drawing fans back into the franchise with its boldness and willingness to explore new narrative territories. Artistic expression should not be limited or censored based on societal norms or commercial considerations alone. The Fate series began as an uncensored, game, visual novel, offering a unique and unfiltered experience. By reinstating explicit content, the Fate series would reclaim its artistic integrity and reinforce the idea that creative works should be allowed to evolve and explore different dimensions without unnecessary restrictions that our puritanical societies place on them. The Fate series has achieved widespread acclaim for its compelling narrative, complex characters, and imaginative world-building. However, for fans who fell in love with the franchise through the original uncensored, game visual novels such as myself, the recent absence of explicit sexual content has definitely been disappointing to say the very least. By returning to its adult fiction roots, the Fate series can delve into the nuances of sex and sexuality, deepen character development, challenge taboos, and cater to its diverse audience more comprehensively. It is an opportunity to create more realistic portrayals of relationships, address adult themes responsibly, revitalize the franchise, and honor the artistic freedom of the creators. As the Fate series continues to evolve, embracing its origins as an adult fiction series can reignite the passion of fans and attract new audiences, reaffirming its position as a trailblazer in the realm of storytelling. What I am getting at with all of this is, let us strive to create a gaming landscape that values artistic integrity, encourages diverse storytelling, and respects the rights of both creators and players. It is time to push the boundaries, break free from puritanical constraints, and unlock the transformative power that lies within video games. In conclusion then, the paradoxical treatment of sex and violence in video games is an issue that deserves attention. While games readily embrace extreme violence, they tend to shy away from exploring sexuality openly. By allowing the exploration of sex and sexuality in games, the industry can broaden its horizons and unlock new dimensions of storytelling and artistic expression. It is essential to advocate for a more inclusive approach that respects the artistic freedom of developers and empowers players to make informed choices. Let us embrace a future where video games can reflect the full spectrum of human experiences, including both violence and sexuality.